recently started breaking out. I wish I made a video the first day. I'm still cute though. This is the second week consistency. My body is even lighter than my face because I don't use a sunscreen. My progress have actually been very little. All you DIY people, this skin is for you. 2024, you don't want to leave DIY. Just tell me why. Why won't you leave DIY alone? Mixing egg, tomato, cake, yam bag, potato bag. You're hoping to see that here. Sorry to disappoint you. If you really want to have that glowing, glassy, sprinkly skin, you have to keep on watching. In this video, I want to give you guys tips on how to make your skin glow, get rid of your hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and all of that. Now that is out of the way, hi, Chinesrem here. This video is not my usual type of video, but because so many people keep asking me, oh Chineze, how are you able to clear your dark spots? Oh Chineze, how are you able to control your acne, your breakout? How do you deal with your breakout? Can you help me create a skincare routine? Can you do this for me? I need to know this video is because of you guys. Anytime someone asks me this question, I'm going to forward this video to that person, and you should forward it to someone that needs it. Yeah, I myself have had a fair share of skincare problems, so this is how I was able to deal with it. But first, let me just give you guys a little bit of story time why I tell you guys the lessons I learned through our journey before I was able to get my routine. I'll also tell you guys my current routine and products that have actually, there is this one star product that I will always say was the backbone of my dealing with acne, was the very thing that helped me clear my dark spots, my breakouts. Like, it was really the star ingredient. It all started in 2019. I was just a regular teenager that had her breakouts here and there, and normally these breakouts would come and go, but suddenly it wasn't going any longer. Instead, it kept on getting worse. So the first thing I wish I had known before I even indulged myself in anything face related was to avoid what? DIY. Hold your ear. Avoid DIY. 80% of the time, that thing does more harm than good. It's one thing to be broke, it's another to be desperate and broke. Desperate, broke, and ignorant. These three things, I will say that knowledge because when I first had my breakouts, I would have these breakouts, they would go on its own. But with time, I was no longer having that, after not applying anything, after just waiting for like a week or two, the pimple would pop and then just leave these very big dark spots. And then with time, it would just disappear. But it was no longer disappearing, it was just appearing, reappearing, and before you knew it was all over my face. So now I had to do something about it because I was now becoming very insecure about my skin. I wouldn't want to go out without applying makeup. I would always wear makeup to take pictures because then when you come on Instagram, in 2019, those times you just see people that pose with very clear skin and you just want to, every influencer has this clear skin. You just want to have a clear skin. You take pictures and you can't even recognize yourself. So I was like, getting depressed and desperate, and I knew nothing. So the first thing I indulged myself in was DIY. I used egg, I think egg, and there was something else, I don't really remember. I would mix it and apply it on my face because I learned that it would dry out the pimple. I also used toothpaste. Like, I have done DIY too. Do not apply something on your face if that thing has not gone through proper procedure. So like for preserving, for like extraction. People go to school to study for years just to produce products. They are not fools. Think that when you sit in your backyard and you uproot a plant and then you mix this and mix this and mix this, then yeah, all your problem is gone. If you're obsessed with edibles being in your skincare in general, you can just buy products that contain those edibles in them. I would apply all these things, and let me tell you, I thought it was doing something. Yes, the toothpaste does dry out the acne, but it doesn't even really do anything. It won't stop it from reappearing. It won't make the dark spots disappear. That was when I realized I didn't really have enough knowledge on it. And then I started indulging myself in like skincare stuff. I found out about Skin by Hyra. I also learned from one other guy on Twitter. I think that skincare guy, he recently changed his account. I learned so much from him then. That was when I started learning all about sunscreen, your cleanser, your moisturizer. I started understanding what and what not to do with these things. Now, do not worry, I'm going to explain this in my own routine. Now, first things first, I believe knowing your skin type is the first step to having a good skincare routine. I have a dry skin. I believe I have a dry skin, or sometimes my T-zone is usually oily. How can you know the type of skin you have? I would recommend doing the basic, using a mild face soap to wash your face and see how much oil you're able to produce after, like, say 30 minutes. I particularly don't think that is a confirmatory test for knowing your skin type, but that's just something you can do at your place. Now, a second tip I'm going to give you is always start small. Don't try to run. Let's not forget, we are broke, we are desperate, and maybe we're not going to be ignorant at the end of this video. So we do not want to rush into it, because the moment we start rushing, we are most likely going to fall into the hands of scammers. Don't buy all your products in one sitting. I started with a sunscreen and a cleanser, a regular cleanser at that, just a cleanser. Like, I think it's Beauty Formulas. I got it from the mall in Onitsha, and it was around like 2.5 that time, or 1.5. I don't even remember. But when I used it, it was just a basic cleanser, and I could see the difference because my skin was no longer drying out as it was drying out when I was using my other products. I'm sorry if I am rushing. The sun is going down. Okay, let me calm down. You don't need to go all out to buy products. Try to go to your pharmacy, look for anything there that is something that has a NAFDAC number, something that you can see the brand is authentic, the brand is not hiding anything. Make sure you always browse and not push yourself into scam, because your skin is very important. It's also an organ. You have to be very, very careful with it. We're going to talk about skincare basics. We have just three things in the skincare basics: cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen for both your face and your body. I wanted you guys to be saying this. I feel like this setup is very fine. I have two cleansers in my routine. The first one is my exfoliating, or my cleanser with an active that actually works its way for my acne. And then the second one is this ceramic cleanser that is just for my barrier repair, just a basic cleanser for hydrating. It doesn't do much. All it does to the face is to cleanse the face. This is something I'll always repurchase. I bought this one because CeraVe hydrating, I think CeraVe cream to foam cleanser that I love, love, love so much. I couldn't afford it, so I went for this. This was I think 4.5 or 2.5. I don't really remember, but it's a 200 ml cleanser, a 150 ml cleanser. So for the sake of this video, I'll be using this. Just take cleanser. This is the simple light hydrating moisturizer. This is the cheapest moisturizer I have, right? I think the last time I got this, it was still selling for 2.5. I don't know. Currently, things have added price. Since I started skincare, this has been my only moisturizer. Not only, I have tried to buy new ones, but at the end of the day, I find myself running back to this. This is just simple, basic hydrating, not too thick. It won't make you sweaty. It's just like a basic moisturizer. This is the star of the show in my life. It's a prescription-based product. There are other azelaic alternatives that you can buy. I started with the ordinary azelaic acid, I think 10% suspension. But that was the first azelaic acid product I used before I got this. And since 2021, I have been using only this azelaic acid for every of my acne, every of my dark spots. One thing I love about azelaic acid is that, number one, it doesn't increase the sensitivity to the sun. Also works for dark spots, brightening, hyperpigmentation, and acne at the same time. It does so much. I just believe azelaic acid hasn't really gotten the recognition it deserves. It's my favorite thing. This baby girl stole my heart from the start. All I do is apply it directly on my dark spots, because I notice that whenever I apply this all over my face, I start getting white patches. Whenever I use any brightening product at all over my face, I notice white patches on my face because of the dark spots I currently have on my face. So you just want to take a very, very little amount and just apply it directly on your dark spots. So this, it lasts a very long time. One thing I forgot to mention is that azelaic acid can be drying. So when I started using this product for the first time, I made sure I doubled up on my hydration or my moisturizer, or I do the sandwich method where I first apply my moisturizer, then apply the azelaic acid, and then apply my moisturizer again. That way I do not have any drying sensation or tingling sensation at all. So yeah, the sunscreen. Now, if a light skin person should have issue with any, it should complain about white cast on any sunscreen. If you're dark, please just don't buy it. So yeah, I'm going to be using this matcha matcha hydrating real sunscreen. So normally people like to say apply, do the two-finger rule and whatnot, but I used to say it, not people. I was one of the people that said it too, but currently I just use as much as I can. Sometimes I use like a lot. When I mean a lot, whenever I know I'm going to be out in the sun for a long time, I use it a lot because I do not reapply. And then whenever I am not going to be in the sun, or I know that I'm just going to be on my bed with my windows closed, with my curtains down, or even if my curtain is open, I just use, a little, because sunscreen is expensive. Sunscreen is very expensive. It's not a joking matter. Look at what that, but you might notice a slight cast, which will just go off after a while. I'm currently using my Vaseline, just like we do back in the day. During my night time, the only thing I do not do here is to use the sunscreen. My azelaic acid, I do not use it frequently, or else I'm dealing with dark spots. If I'm dealing with dark spots, I have to use it every night or every morning, or I can just use it 3 times. Like, I don't really keep count. I know how my skin reacts to it, so I'm very comfortable with the azelaic acid product. So you have to know which one works for your skin. You have to, incorporate a new product, a new active gently into your routine, and then with time you can say how much your skin needs or wants. So yeah, let's get right back into the video. Tip number 2 will be tread on trends. Cautious. All these things where once in a while you hear a trend, the rice water, the whatnot and whatnot. So many trends come and go. Like, for example, retinol is like the current trend. Do not jump into trends. Sometimes trends are not going to do you any good. You just have to be very, very careful with how much trend you're doing, because what works for A will not work for B. For example, it's like I might be using this person might be using retinol, and then when you apply it, you see that your skin doesn't really take it in that well, and maybe you need something else. You see someone else that is using hydroquinone, and you're like, this person is really, really able to take this at that percentage, and but sometimes I just like to say what works for A doesn't work for B. So you have to tread cautiously. And if you're not a healthcare professional, please do not indulge yourself in things that require a professional's assistance. Your resources, how much you have in your account, should determine what you're buying. Whenever you're starting a routine, make sure you're always getting something that's affordable. And my routine for me is very, very affordable. I personally believe that is student friendly, budget friendly. Your basics in a routine is just like your body routine. Enter the bedroom, shower, your soap. After showering, you apply your body cream. Some people even go as far as applying a Vaseline over it whenever the weather is dry, just so that it can not feel too dry later on. That same thing, you can do it to your face, but this time around, you make sure you do it with only products that are to be applied on the face, because products made for the face and for the body are two different things. They do not work for the same part of the body. It has been said that the face is a lot more sensitive than the body. While there are some products that you can use for both the face and body, any product at all that can be used as this, it will always be stated on the label of the product. For example, you have your E45. Sorry, that's my. You have your Dove bar soap. Dove bar soap is very, very affordable, very gentle on the skin, and it can work for both your face and your body. These are for the guys that like to say, I don't want to do any special skincare routine. You might be wondering, if the basics are all you need, then why do you hear about hydrating days, a toner, an exfoliant, a blah blah blah? Let me tell you something. Do not indulge yourself too much in something you have little knowledge about. Always concentrate on what you need. Take only what you need and leave. You don't have to buy everything everybody's buying. Simple as that. Now, a hydrating product, all it does is just to hydrate your skin. It's more like it's giving it the hydration it needs. If you have a dehydrated skin, always having fine lines, wrinkles, hydration can just help, plump the skin a little bit. I do not particularly believe that everybody needs to hydrate their skin. I do believe that moisturizer can do with your hydration and your moisturizing. So you do not always need that extra one. Now let's talk about toner. A toner is not something you use to wash your face. Your cleanser is for washing your face. Your cleanser, your face wash, your oil cleanser, your cleansing balm, those ones are for cleansing your face, cleansing in terms of washing. While your toner, anything that is in toner form, is to be applied on the face. Yes, I know it's like water, but it's not for you to use cotton bud and remove some dirt from your face. That's not what it does, or else it's stated otherwise on the label. But a toner is just something that the consistency is very light. It's almost like consistency of water. That's just the difference between a toner and serum. A serum is usually very thick, is way thicker than the toner. So these two things, to me, they do the same thing, but I always believe that toners are a lot more diluted than serums, and serums are a lot more concentrated. You just need to get any active you want in your routine in any particular formulation you prefer. If you prefer it in a serum form, if you prefer it in a toner form, if you prefer it in a cleanser form, in a moisturizer, in like a suspension, all you just need to do is find out what active you really want and then get it in the form you want it. You don't need to have a toner, a serum. There's even another one, I've forgotten the name. There are so many of it, you don't need to have all of them. Toner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, serum 1, 2, 3, brightening products, blah 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 blah. All those things just make skincare look like it's deep when it's not. Okay, let's talk about exfoliating. Now, exfoliating is just like trying to remove out dead skin cells from your skin. Like trying to brighten your skin or deal with acne. Most times it's advisable to get something that will exfoliate your skin. When you're having your bath with your sponge and your soap, that sponge acts like an exfoliant for your body. So you need something that will exfoliate your face too. Even if our skin does exfoliate itself, I don't know, I think once a month or so. But you can just, make the process faster by applying those products. And those products can also help with acne, blah 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 blah. And also salicylic acid is also an important ingredient for me, because salicylic acid really helps with my blackheads and my whiteheads. It does a lot for my pimple, it really does. And since I found out about the Cosrx salicylic acid cleanser, I have been so in love. I have not had any need to buy any exfoliating toner or whatnot. I have been very satisfied with that. When you hear of double cleansing or oil cleanser or cleansing balm, it's just for taking off your makeup, because people like to say that wipes cause micro tears. So they prefer to use a gentler form, which is like using a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil. And if you also reapply your sunscreen consistently, I do not reapply consistently, so I always avoid using cleansing balms. I do not make up, so I do not use cleansing balms. But if you do, you might want to like try to incorporate cleansing balms, cleansing oil in your routine. Then the next step would be find your star and hold on to it. Anything at all that works very well for your acne, for your breakouts, for hyperpigmentation, find it and hold on to it. Now, it can be among the list of actives, it can be mixture of actives, it can be your salicylic acid, your retinol, your glycolic acid, your mandelic acid, your lactic acid. So many acids, there are so many. Your benzoyl peroxide. So you just want to find out what each of them can do and know which one would fall under what you need. Then glass skin. Glass skin is an illusion. Whenever people say I want to have a glass skin, or I have a glass skin, or this is how you can get a glass skin, let me just tell you, you can't have a glass skin. Is not practical, is not logical, is not realistic. Your skin is not like a mirror. It can never be like a mirror. A mirror does not have pores. A mirror doesn't have texture. A mirror doesn't have hairs. A mirror is just a plain surface. So you cannot compare your face to a glass, and you can never have glass skin. But you can give the illusion that you have a glass skin simply by applying something like an oil on your skin. Like I applied a Vaseline on my body oil, or face oil. You can apply an emollient. Those things can just help give that shine, so that when light reflects on it, it will reflect on someone's eyes and look like glass, but it is not glass. Can never. Do not try to rush your healing phase. Whenever you're healing, take it easy. Now, a very big tip I'm going to give is, if you're dealing with both acne and dark spots, you want to first treat the underlying cause of the dark spots, which is the acne. Make sure you get that in check first. Make sure you do your routine and try to see if you can even control your breakouts before you can move on to your dark spots. I would say it really matters. Like, that's not really that necessary to deal with the acne first, but just so that you have one thing to deal with at a time, deal with your acne, then you move on to your dark spots. It's always easier. Comparison is a thief of joy. Do not compare yourself with anybody when you're trying to heal. Do not compare yourself with that skin influencer or anybody it is your fave, because they're in a different stage. They have dealt with that whole acne, or maybe they've never even had acne in their life. Maybe they just have good genes in their family. Do not compare yourself, because it doesn't even it doesn't help you see your progress at all. And I'll give this advice: make sure you take a picture when you're starting your routine, and then maybe after like 2 months take another picture. You will definitely see a difference, like a very big difference. Balance is very important. Consistency and balance. You want to be very consistent to your routine, because consistency really just helps with everything. It gives you time to work. You do it as you need to do it. Then balance. Whenever you balance stuff you're doing, it really really helps. Know when you're doing too much, know when you need to do very little. Do not exceed, do not do too much on your face. Just like I said, apply directly on your spots. When you get your tube for your acne or your dark spots, my acne, my dark spot, I apply directly on it, or else it's in form of a toner where I can't control the consistency, which is why I prefer to buy any of my Axi for my dark spots in form of a cream, something I can control its consistency. I can control the way it moves around my face, because I just need it in a particular spot. See why I said you do not need to have everything. You do not need to have a toner, a serum, a this, a that. You can just have cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, and just a regular cream, and you're good to go. The list of actives that have really helped my routine in general is niacinamide. Niacinamide has been a game changer for me. I feel it helps my products work better together whenever I use niacinamide with all my actives. Niacinamide just kind of blends everything. I don't know. I always notice that whenever I have a niacinamide serum in my routine, it like just helps my skin. My skin just is just better. My skin glows better. I just don't know what it does. Apart from the oil control, I'm very sure it does something that makes my skin look better, like look like it's glowing and look like I have money. Azelaic acid is my star. I've said that before, I'll say it again. I love azelaic acid. It deals with texture, fine lines, it deals with acne, it deals with dark spots, everything in fact I need for my face to glow. Azelaic acid does it for me. The only thing about it is just that it can be drying, so you have to try as much as possible to avoid that. Salicylic acid, it was the game changer for me. Salicylic acid was the first active I ever used before I found out about azelaic acid. So till now I am very loyal to it. I'm always very loyal to like things. I do not easily change things whenever they work well. So yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to get something out of it. Just let me know one or two things in the comment section, something you think I missed or something you'd like me to talk about next. And yeah, I have finally made my skincare video. With all that being said, see you in my next video. Bye.